Hey, Jay, what am I wearing? White t-shirt tonight. I don't remember wearing a white t-shirt that much, really. The jeans, yeah, that's good. So thank you, Jay. What a lovely tribute to our organization. I'm really proud that AFS has reached this milestone, middle age. But hey, that's when you do your best work, right? Indeed, it was like 40 years ago this year that I worked a deal with Adobe Theater to show a collection of short experimental films at midnight. We called this first show Sex and Blasphemy in the Avant-Garde. Not that surprisingly, I guess, Austin audiences thought Sex and Blasphemy sounded pretty good. And we were off and running, selling out shows all weekend. So we were a big success from the very beginning. But keep in mind our definition of success. If we could, make enough to cover our costs and put on another show, that was great. That was success. And, that's what we kept doing. We were a proud all-volunteer organization for our first 10 years, running on nothing but love of cinema and just wanting to make something happen in this growing film community of ours. So people ask, could you have ever imagined what you were doing back then would grow into, one of our country's largest and most successful film organizations? When people ask that, you're supposed to say, oh, never, or not wait. But I think, yeah, kind of, because we were blessed. Austin audiences were forever curious, seeking something different, and the community was so generous, giving us free ads, space, their time. And from the beginning, we attracted such good people, mentors that are still with the organization today, and this never-ending contagion of just film lovers with all kinds of skill sets that have, continued to come aboard over the years, So the rising tide of Austin kind of lifted our boat, and we grew when we needed to with, additional undertakings and ambitions, getting more and more professional, getting together a great staff and a kick-ass board of directors, but, we never were losing our fundamental film freakiness, So 40 years in, I know two things for sure. Community is everything. Watching movies together connects us and builds that community. And the love and appreciation of cinema knows no bounds. If you nurture it, it feeds you back tenfold. So when I first got here in 1983, Austin was still a pretty small town, and while Texas certainly had a film legacy, it wasn't exactly a filmmaking capital. The idea of filmmakers living and having a career here, it's just kind of absurd to anyone in LA or New York to think that could happen. But tonight, look around. We have plenty of major industry players living in Texas, and most importantly, we have this just flourishing community of artists, not just in Austin, but all over the state. And I see how AFS has been a catalyst, for this change. And when I say AFS, I'm thinking of the many, many people who have been a part of this organization, who've collaborated with us, donated, moved forward the mission, and built this ecosystem. So we've accomplished a lot in 40 years. We're proud to have given away $3 million to Texas-based filmmakers, and we're always aiming to go even farther. And I hope you come along with us. Help us continue. To have this impact we've had not only in Austin but around the state. Help us to show great films, help us support Texas filmmakers, which is what you are doing, generously by just being here tonight at the awards. So I just want to thank everyone here, just for being here. And speaking of filmmaker support, our next speakers are filmmakers who have been beneficiaries of the Austin Film Society grant program. But before I invite them up, I want to propose a little toast. Kwedar, Clint Bentley, and Monique Walton. Yes. are filmmakers that have been making indie films in Texas for more than a decade. This year, their wonderful, beautiful film, Sing Sing, which played at AFS Cinema, woo, it snagged 3 Academy Award nominations: lead for Coleman Domingo, screenplay for Greg and Clint, and best original song by our dear longtime buddy, the amazing Adrian Casada. Adrian is also here in the room with us tonight. Adrian, Monique, Greg, Clint, please stand up so we can toast you. Where are you? Stand up. Cheers to your success. It means a lot to all of us, so much. So Clint and Greg are going to come up to the stage and share a little of their story. We're just so proud of you guys for, committing to the stories you believe in, making films that really matter, and participating in this community. Please welcome Greg Kwedar and Clint Bentley.
Thank you guys so much. It feels like not enough just to say thank you, Rick. It feels very surreal, like Jay said. Rick, it's surreal to see like how much this has grown from what it started as, and watching that video and now seeing all these fancy tables. But also, I know I speak for Greg and so many other filmmakers that none of us would be the filmmakers that we are without the films that you've made and the art that you've made, Rick. So thank you so much. And can we have another round of applause for... We're so happy to be here. It's been a crazy, surreal year. I don't know. We've been on the road with Sing Sing, and we were flying to Sundance to premiere a new film called Train Dreams as we found out about our Oscar nominations, and that's just been kind of like the crazy road that we've been on. And we're so proud to kind of wrap it up and end it here before we like disappear for 3 weeks and just sleep and see our families again. We're here with Monique Walton. Can we have another round of applause for our producer, Monique? Greg and Monique and I have all been, as Rick mentioned, we've all been supported by Austin Film Society throughout our filmmaking journey. With short films, with features. We had another film called Jockey that's, thank you, thanks Mom. It was a very small film. We made it for less than $400,000, and we were getting to the very end, and we were just scraping together every dollar that we could, and trying to finish out our score and our color and all of that. And a grant came through from Austin Film Society at the last moment, and really just like gave us so much breathing room, helped us out so much in terms of finishing that film, and really just took a lot of pressure off. I know we've all not only been supported with our films. Sing Sing also got an amazing grant, and really helped us finish out that film as well. But then we've also seen the impact on in Austin, in North Texas now, with the North Texas Filmmakers Fund, of short filmmakers who are getting the support as well. And it's amazing to see, I think, the impact that this organization has is just beyond what any of us can imagine in this room and see. So I'm going to turn it over to Greg, but it's really hard to overstate how far and wide the reach of this of the grant system is. It's amazing.
Thanks. I actually, met Rick right before this and got to confess to him that I've seen almost all his films, but I had just watched the Before trilogy a couple weeks ago, all in succession. And I can't believe it had taken me that long to see those films, but I'm so glad I saw him when I did, because Sing Sing was a film we had been working on for 9 years. And I saw his movies in the sunset of that chapter, which all ended at the Oscars on Sunday. But also, I think the beauty of it is just how we exist in these liminal spaces, how nothing is permanent, but how we can capture and appreciate and find gratitude in the moment we're in. That, you know, and we're in a moment tonight, and there's something special that we're going to all share together in support of this organization that literally is career-changing, is life-changing. You're going to see a video that features us and our bestie, Monique, here in a minute. But I think it's safe to say we're all here because we support the arts, both in its creation and in how it makes us feel when we experience it, just like I did. His movies, that trilogy met me in a moment I needed it, gave me something. That's what this can do for us all. And so I want to share just a brief anecdote of the power of what this means for film. We had a very dear friend who supported us at critical moments in making our first film, Trans-Pecos, and then our next film, Jockey. She was an executive producer, a friend of Austin Film Society who very sadly passed away too soon a few weeks ago. And she hosted this dinner to raise some money for our new film, Jockey, and invite some friends over. And she got up in front of us all, and she said, "We're all here because we support the arts." And she pointed to a painting on the wall. She said, "We bought this painting because we believed in this artist, and we bought this painting. We supported one wonderful artist." And then she turned and she pointed to a poster of Trans-Pecos she had supported. She said, "And then we invested in Trans-Pecos, and when we invested in Trans-Pecos, we supported hundreds of artists." Filmmaking is a rare thing where when we make movies, literally, unlike any other art form, takes every discipline, all of these artists to bring one story to life. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like the feeling of watching it. There's nothing like the feeling of making it. And tonight, you really can change the lives of hundreds of artists with a gift. And so those paddles at your table are not fans. They're going to literally shift the trajectory of untold people, ourselves included. And this work will live beyond us, you know, and it'll find you when you need it. So please think about that. Please join this wonderful legacy. Happy birthday to the Austin Film Society. Enjoy the video. Thank you so much. Yeah.